Okay, now we'll talk about the valley here. Again, that's where two roof planes come together. So a ton of water runs in that valley. So you got water from this side of the roof and this side of the roof all coming down into that valley. So at the end of the day, you know, it's going to get ice and water shield like we talked about all the way up that valley. And so we've already got some wrapped around in here. So I'm just going to kind of show you a few shingles of how it goes together so you can understand it. But essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running shingles from this side over into the valley and up the valley. And then we'll be running shingles from this side to the valley. And then we will be cutting that valley on a clean line. So you just got a sharp line that runs up there, and the shingles are essentially overlapped over top of each other. It's called a closed valley. You will also see what is called an open valley. So where you would still run your ice and water shield, then you'd have a piece of metal that runs all the way down, and then one side goes to the metal, this side goes to the metal, they overlap that metal, and then you cut them on both sides, so then that metal is exposed all the way down the valley. There is no reason that valley is not better than a closed valley. The only reason that you might want to do that is for cosmetics. Some people like to see that metal in there as opposed to just the shingles being in there. You will have some people tell you that the metal will allow like leaves and stuff to come out of that valley easier, and that is true. If you do have very minimal leaves or debris, the metal metal's super slippery, so it does encourage that stuff to wash out of there, but it's not going to really save you from having to have somebody come up there and blow the shingles off or get the leaves out of your valleys. Because we all know that it's not just one or two leaves that falls in the valley, right? It's the whole tree. So in the fall, if you're in a tree, in an area where you're getting a lot of leaves on the house, there is no proponent, there is no real benefit to having that open valley. Again, cosmetics would be what I would contribute to the open valley if you prefer that look. It is more expensive, I will say that. So we're going to do a closed valley because, again, that's 95% of what we do with these roof systems. And so we'll just kind of show you how that goes together. So first thing to do is the starters, of course. So we'll have to put a starter on this section here. So got some nails in here from previous trainings. So we will run this up through the valley. Now at our overhang, we're doing 1 1/4 inch overhang is what kind of the sweet spot. And it's the sweet spot because two things. One, so if you don't have enough overhang, we'll talk about this now. So if you don't have enough overhang and the water's coming down, water, due to the surface tension property of water, it actually is going to, lip over the side, and it's just going to curl around the bottom of the shingle just a little bit. So if you don't have enough overhang, it will curl and then run down onto the fascia and rot the fascia out over time. If you have too much overhang, what's going to happen is the shingles are going to start to sag over the edges, which one, looks terrible, but also over time as it sags, it'll actually break along that line of where it's sagging, and then you're going to have the same, now you don't have enough overhang, right? So that too much is a problem and not enough is a problem. The real sweet spot to where they're not going to sag, you're not going to worry about the surface tension lapping up and then running down the fascia, we find is 1 1/4 inch. It's literally the perfect measurement. So again, I didn't pop lines on this to get it perfect, but I've got if you put a tape on that, we're all over 1 1/4 inch. So great, good enough for training purposes. I would run one more starter here and then we'll do a couple valley pieces. Okay, so again, first step, run the shingles up and through the valley. So now you really, that's too much shingle through the valley. So you really want to be about 18 inches at the shortest point outside of the valley. It's not something that you have to measure. It doesn't have to be perfect. You do just want to make sure that you kind of have enough. Which that'll be plenty right there. So nail there, nail there. Now you don't need a ton of nails in that shingle. You do not want nails in here tight to the valley. So you want to have enough to where the water doesn't run out and make its way to a nail. So we're going to install this one. So we essentially, you know, we would roof this entire plane all the way up, right, on this side. And then this side would get roofed after it. And you see how this side is going up underneath of that side and this side is going on top of that side. Once we've roofed the entire thing up, we would pop a chalk line. So on the valley, it's going to give us a clean line all the way down, and then we'll just cut those shingles, which you'll see, and then you can see what it will look like, kind of a mini version of the final product. So there you go. So you'll have this clean line that runs all the way down that valley that just accentuates that valley. So water comes in here, it's on top of, runs down on top of this shingle and just channels its way down the valley. That is a closed valley.